Hi friends, welcome to the Little Research House where we constantly seek out the joy found in the little things. Today I'm going to tackle a few little projects for my daughter. So I have a daughter, she's about 18 months old, so she's just hitting that age where she's feeling very independent, she's playing more on her own, she wants to do new activities like stickers and crafts. So I picked up a few items that she can use to explore and learn and try new things, but I just wanted to just give them a little bit of a new life. So I'm going to share it with you so you can follow along and hopefully it will inspire you to do something similar. Let's get started. Before I get started, I want to tell you that the projects I'm about to work on were inspired by this book, The Montessori Toddler by Simone Davies. This book has really inspired me to lean into allowing my daughter to have a natural sense of curiosity and independence within our home. In particular, it has given me really practical ideas for creating opportunities for her to take her interests into her own hands and contribute to our family life. That's a really general overview, but I wanted to mention that so you have a framework for some of my aims in creating these DIY projects. I'll link the actual book in the description if you're interested in finding a copy. I would 10 out of 10 recommend. You are likely aware that a lot of Montessori-inspired toys are made of natural materials like wood. This is for the purpose of durability, but also these toys tend to be more simple in design with the intention of encouraging open-ended play or not prescripting how your child engages with it. There are many adorable painted peg people out there, but I decided to take matters into my own hands and create a fun little custom set for my daughter. This project is ridiculously simple. All I did was purchase a pack of 25 wooden peg people on Amazon and simply use some craft paint in these colors to bring some personality. I decided to use 5 colors and paint 5 of each. I think this will be a great way for her to explore sorting, counting, colors, and then just general fine motor skills. She already loves practicing setting these little people up, and I know she'll be able to use them to continually master new skills. When I was done painting, I did not coat my set of people with any sort of top coat. The paint I used is non-toxic, but obviously you should avoid consumption. My daughter is pretty well past the phase of putting things in her mouth, but it's worth noting that I do keep a close eye on her while she plays with them, so I can stop her from putting them in her mouth or potentially choking. So just take this as a disclaimer if you create a similar project for your child. For the second project, I wanted to set her up with a little table she can access easily on her own. I found this little used set on my local buy and sell for 15 Canadian dollars. It has been sitting in someone's garage for some time and it had a bit of water damage on the top, but it was a steal of a deal and I knew I could bring it back to life. The set appeared to be made of wood, so the first thing I attempted to do was sand it down so I could potentially refinish it with a natural stain. However, that water damage on the top was actually pretty deep, so I decided instead that I would simply remove the tabletop and replace it with a new piece of wood, but in the meantime, I scuff sanded the painted legs and chairs to paint them out instead. Since this table is intended for my daughter, I knew it would get some serious wear, so I decided to prime it first using a basic primer. I just wanted the extra durability to ensure it would hold up. Once it dried, I gave it a quick sanding and prepared to paint using Fusion Minerals furniture paint in coal black. This went on so smooth and looked fantastic. I did a total of 2 coats of paint on both the chairs and the table base. While the paint dried, I moved on to the tabletop. I picked up a pine project panel from Home Depot. These project panels are a little bit more expensive, but they're already really smooth and I was able to get it in a size that was fairly close to the size I needed for the tabletop. I did need to make one cut, so I marked out my measurements and set up the old tabletop to use as a guide to ensure I made a straight cut. I used a circular saw and then came in with a palm sander to really finish it off and smooth it out. I also made sure to smooth out the corners to get rid of any potential injury hazards. but then I needed to pick a stain color. I hummed and hawed over this for a while and did a few testers on the cutoff piece of my project board, but I ultimately decided on a light, warm tone called Flagstone. I brushed it on and then wiped it off pretty promptly, ultimately only doing one coat on both the top and the bottom of the board. The next day I came in with a triple thick satin varathane and gave the top 2 coats to ensure it would withstand a lot of wear. And while I was at it, I also coated the painted base and the chairs with 1 coat of varathane as well. So I'll link any product links I can in the description below. Once everything was dry, I simply reattached the table base to the new top. So one thing the book discusses is that toddlers naturally want a sense of independence, and my daughter already has a very strong-willed personality and has always been pretty stubborn about doing things herself. So I thought this table would be a great chance for her to take some ownership over mastering her sitting skills, and I envision her using it to eat snacks at, do crafts at, or simply just play at. Along with the table, I wanted to make my daughter's craft supplies a little bit more accessible to her so she can engage with them when she feels curious enough to do so. The first thing I've been doing is laying out a big sheet of craft paper on her tabletop so that we're always at the ready. This allows her to get a little messier and explore markers and pencil crayons and sometimes even paint without the stress of scrubbing them off the table. For items that I want her to be able to access easily, I purchased this little desk organizer from the dollar store. I decided to give it a coat of paint, and so to do that, I simply used this House and Canvas chalk paint in the color Sandstone. I'll link it in the description below. I went with something really neutral and soft so the colorful supplies could shine. I ended up giving it 2 coats of paint. Her current supplies are kept in an old Easter basket, but they have definitely far outgrown it. Some of these items I do still intend to keep out of reach in case I'm not there to fully supervise her. So I found this great big basket at our local thrift store for just a couple of dollars. I just piled everything in there so it's easy to move around and to put up out of reach, but it still makes everything accessible and easy to see. Obviously, you need to be aware of what materials are age appropriate, but as the book discusses, at the toddler stage, arts and crafts are about expression, movement, and experiencing different materials. It's more about experimentation than what they produce, so I wanted her to feel free to explore these things on her own and just enjoy creating. She already loves markers and pencil crayons, but I'm eager to continually introduce her to new materials, and who knows, maybe one day I'll have a super cute crafting buddy by my side. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I definitely just want to say that I am not an expert with the Montessori method. I'm pretty new to it. I only implement a little bit of it into our home. So if you are interested in this topic, definitely check out the book as well as a ton of other resources that are out there because they give you so many good ideas and really teach you more about what the heart behind the Montessori method is. If you like this video, make sure you like it, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I have a lot more coming out that I'm so excited to share and I think that you will enjoy too. Remember friends, the best things in life are often the little things, like creating fun little projects for the little people in your life. Bye.